go a little more deep as far as just like what I would start off with you because I feel like you have a good personality and all that stuff. So like I can give you some free
Okay.
gems. But all right, guys, I got my past client Neil here. He's been we worked with each other for about 3 months. Obviously, you joined through the Honcho program, and I had the honor of being assigned to you to kind of coach you one on one as far as your meal plan, training plan, holding you accountable as far as 24 access with text message, any questions you had, whether it regards of your workout time, anything related to work schedule. But man, Neil, tell us, kind of give us your story as far as just your struggle, man. Like, what was it like? What was life looking like before you joined the program?
Yeah, so before I joined the program, I was really skinny growing up, and I decided to go on like kind of like a dirty bulk, and I gained about like 35 pounds, and the numbers were going up on the scale, but I wasn't really happy with like my body composition, how I looked. So I wasn't really sure where to go from there because I wasn't sure if I wanted to keep bulking or go on a cut. Um, and then I wasn't necessarily sure if I was working out or like training the right way. So the reason why I signed up is to kind of get that guidance on like what I should be eating, how I should be training, what the next step is for my physique, and where I could go from there.
Feel that, and just kind of once you kind of understood that, as far as like not understanding what to do, as far as cutting or bulking, which we decided for you to do a whole total recomp. What was kind of like the experience going into it? Like, did you even know what like? Have you ever done a recomp before, or like ever heard of the term? Like,
Yeah, so I had never heard of recomping before. I didn't even really know that was like an option. Um, so doing the recomp was definitely like a new take because I was just so used to people either like cutting or bulking, eating a
yeah,
lot or not really eating that much at all. And but as far as the meal plan and the workout plan and everything goes, the meal plan was super easy to follow. I was actually pretty surprised on how easy everything was to make. I mean, the it takes like 10 minutes to cook what you guys were telling me to have. So it was really easy to follow. It's kind of hard to mess it up.
and kind of
And
like, how many hours did you work throughout the week?
so I have a job that offers a lot of overtime. So there's 40 hours base, but I would usually do like 50 or 60. Sometimes get up into the 70 range. So
So
yeah, I would be working a lot. So that also helped. To pack food to go, prep food while I'm out on the job and stuff like that. So it tastes good. It's good for you and it's easy to make. So
and
it
as far
really
as
really worked out.
sustainability, it was just like you said, you're easy, but like I just want to like get a gist, like as far as you working almost close to 70 hours at some point to working roughly around 40 to 50 to 60. Like as far as just the meal plans, it was very sustainable, and like you had no issue as far as cooking or any of that.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, the cooking it was easy, and and then also uh, with my job, it's very common for people to eat out. So they're always buying pizza or McDonald's or things like that. And so I wasn't really doing that either. So I was actually saving more money as well. And the food I was eating made me, I feel better, saving more money. And, physically, I was seeing the changes pretty quickly.
Yeah, yeah. Now let's switch it over to as far as the workouts. What was kind of like your experience before, as well as kind of introducing you to progressive overloading and knowing kind of how you push yourself, because that's it's something that a lot of people kind of um don't understand, and especially in terms of recomp, because you have to really like push yourself as far as the workouts. Not only like is the diet important, but as far as the workouts, a lot of people underestimate what they can really do and as far as pushing themselves. But what was kind of like your experience like training before to like into the program? Like how was that for you?
Yeah, so before I would kind of like overcomplicate it. I would always be like flip flopping on exercises and stuff, so it would be kind of hard for me to track my progress on a specific exercise because I was just all over the place, and I would almost kind of do like I would almost kind of do like a ladder. Like I would start with a lightweight, and then as the sets would go on, I would go heavier. And I feel like when I started with you guys, it was kind of like flipped. Like especially with pushing yourself as hard as you can and trying to progressive overload, I would be pushing myself on the first set as hard as I can, you know. So it was pretty eye opening because I'm the same weight when I started as I am now, but I'm like way stronger. So I like surprise myself like basically like every time I have like a chest day or a back day, whatever the exercise is the first set, I feel like I surprise myself because usually I'm upping the weight or the reps like, and I'm feeling a lot stronger in all the exercises that I'm doing.
Yeah, and funny enough, we actually met up. We actually met up in New York. You got a chance to work out with me and Honcho, man. And I mean, just overall, I mean, like for guys who don't know, like I I live out in Oregon, so I traveled all the way, all the way over to New York, and actually had the opportunity. I had a graduation, so that was my original intent. But seeing the opportunity fit, we actually got a chance to meet up. So that was pretty cool for me to kind of like be in person and see like kind of like how you train and stuff like that. But kind of sure like as far as just like through that training session and really going off what we just talked about as far as pushing yourself, like what was that experience like for you as far as just like training, man? Because that day was brutal.
That was yeah, it was pretty eye opening. I was like, wow, I could definitely be going like twice as hard in the gym than I was before. Yeah, it was pretty intense, but the pump was crazy after that. So I was like, yeah, I this is how I gotta start training like every day I get into the gym.
Man, and from there, how are the numbers looking as far as in the
Oh, dude, they skyrocketed, like shot up, like it's like crazy. I'm so much stronger than when I started, and I'm the same weight, and that's just like mind blowing to me.
Yeah, yeah. So kind of as far as just when it came to accountability or just like, going through check-ins or just answering you, having 24 hour access to message us, kind of explain kind of like your experience with as far as like how we did as coaches, because most of the times I hear stories of like, people will buy into the program, be told what to do, but then their coach will be MIA or ghost. But kind of like share your experience as far as like working with us, me specifically, you can say. But as far as just like a response and just the accountability overall throughout the program, what was that like for you?
Yeah, I was actually really surprised because you guys were super responsive, and if I had any questions or anything like that, like I would send you guys videos of me doing the exercises to make sure my form was correct and things like that. So you were super responsive. You would check in on me even on days when I didn't have questions. You would shoot me a text like, "How are we doing today? How's the meals going?" Things like that. So, it was cool because it definitely showed that you guys care about clients and things like that. And Yeah, it was just that's just that's the word that comes to mind. Like the first word is very like responsive. Because if I had any questions or anything like that, if because sometimes things would come up, if I forgot a meal, I left it at home or something, and I was in a rush to work, you guys would tell me what to do and things like that. So you guys made it very easy for me to follow the program as well.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And just on top of that, bro, because just people will see obviously the transformation from uh, 90 days, and the whole thumbnail thing, but kind of describe like just from obviously we talked about your previous how life was before. How is it as far as like right now in terms of like just overall like overall like just as far as like life like as like family friends like people noticing any differences or changes like what was that like throughout like the 3 months process of like working with us, man, like as far as just like overall like just interactions you have now compared to back then.
Yeah, so definitely when I started, my family members and like people around me, they thought I was like kind of crazy because, like I would go to my family's house for a birthday or something, and while they're all having cake, I would be, eating my ground beef and rice, and they'd be like, oh, just have like one slice, and I like wouldn't do it. But definitely, they see the progress, and I've been getting compliments from people, and people notice that my physique looks different. And one thing that I didn't really expect to happen would be I was inspiring other people around me to kind of like get into the gym as well and start taking their health seriously, which felt really good and kind of makes me even want to go harder just because now I kind of feel like I'm leading by example with other people around me that they see me, they see how my physique has changed so fast in 90 days, and they feel like they can do it too, which is really cool.
Yeah, yeah. And actually to kind of share things with a lot of people, in terms of just where usually people try to start making changes, like usually it has to be something dramatic as a common one would be like after a breakup and then people start realizing like oh I need to fix something in my life, oh man I could really start hitting the gym, but for your case it actually wasn't that. You actually had a girlfriend even before joining, man. And kind of what I want to ask you is like you just being in a relationship and still kind of understanding that changes needed to be made. Kind of like share like what kind of made that decision as far as like you need to improve because a lot of people stay comfortable, man. Like oh, what kind of made you like make those know that you have to make those changes and kind of really invest in yourself?
Yeah, so I don't like I always try to not stay complacent in a lot of aspects of life, and I was just kind of seeing my physique kind of not be where it was, and I felt like I as much as I owe it to myself, I owe it to other people, to especially my girlfriend, to be the best person that I could be. And I feel like a lot of people, when they're single or when they go through a breakup or something like that, they try to go on like a self improvement journey. But I think it's still just as important when you have a girlfriend, you have the good job, you have, there's nothing really like tragic going on in your life. I still think it's important to not be complacent and keep trying to be the best that you can be. So for me, I had never done any type of coaching before, and I was like, I want to give this a try because I really want to see if I could push myself to a level that I can't, I couldn't think I could do.
Man, well said, man. Well said. So for the guys, wonder man, don't wait for something tragic, like you can still improve on the day to day. Just look around, just look at different areas in your life and just understand like whether you're in a certain status or not, you can still just choose to freaking upgrade your life, you know? But man, what would you say as far as anyone who's on the fence, scared to kind of make that investment in themselves? What would you say, man?
I would say, there's people that go to college to invest in their education. They invest in their job. They invest in stocks and things like that. And I would just look into investing in coaching as just another type of investment for yourself. If you're on the fence, I think you should just go for it. You know, the progress you're going to make in the first 90 days is going to be crazy if you stick with it. It's really easy to follow. All you have to do is really show up. That's like 80% of the battle. Um, and yeah, I think, people should just go for it. Yeah.
Absolutely. Well said, man. Well, Neil, thank you for your time, man. Thank you for sharing kind of your back end story. You're already fucking killing it, bro. And I know you got more time into the program, especially with Honcho, man. Shout out to him. And man, it's been an honor. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, bro. Take care.